Good morning. We're going to do our root chakra work. So I'm going to start by aligning my chakras. Feet on the floor to ground myself. Hip width apart. Feeling the energy ball in each chakra. Paying attention to how they're lined up. Root chakra, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, crown. Now I'm going to check both lines of energy. One starting from the top down into grounding, which is the slower energy flow for me personally. I tend to live more in the astral realm than I do in the earth realm, and I'm working on that. So I'm allowing the energy from the astral planes to go down into my body. Filling up into my third eye chakra. Down into my throat chakra. Into my heart chakra. Into my solar plexus. Into my sacral. Into the root. Down into the earth, grounding me to the here and the now. Now I'm going to move the energy up from the grounding, up through my feet, my legs, my tailbone, into my sacral chakra, into my solar plexus, up into my heart chakra, throat, ignoring the noises around me, focusing on the energy coming up into my body. Into my third eye chakra, out into the crown, bringing my manifestations to life. Okay. It's getting easier for me. So, I'm very tired, as you can tell by the bags under my eyes, which is an indication that healing work is not for the faint of heart. But it's well worth it. And we will see as I progress along my path, hopefully encouraging other people to do the work for their life journey as well. So I'm going to start, as I do each time I record, and we're working on grounding right now, with the grounding meditation. Okay. Feet on the floor. Line of energy flow as aligned as possible. Chakra 1, Earth. Opening meditation. You are about to go on a journey. It is a journey through the layers of your own self. It is a journey through your life, through the worlds within and around you. It begins here in your own body. It begins now, wherever you are. It is your own personal quest. Make yourself comfortable, for the journey is not short. It could take months, years, or lifetimes. But you have already chosen to go. You began long, long ago. You have been provided a vehicle in which you take this journey. It is your body. It is equipped with everything you might need. One of your challenges on this journey is to keep your vehicle nourished, happy, and in good repair. It is the only one you will be given. So we begin our journey by exploring our vehicle. Take a moment to feel your body. Feel it breathing in. Feel it breathing out. Feel your heart beating inside. The moisture in your mouth. The food in your belly. The sensation of the cloth on your skin. Explore the space your body occupies. Height, width, weight. Find the front and the back, the bottom, the top, and the sides. Begin a dialogue with your body so that you may learn its language. Ask yourself how your body feels. See if it is tired or tense. Listen to the answer. How does it feel about going on this journey? You have been given a vehicle for this journey, but it is not something you have. It is something you are. You are your body. You are a body living a life in this physical world, getting up in the morning, eating, going to work, touching, sleeping, bathing. Feel your body going through its daily routines. See the number of interactions it has with the outside world in a day. Notice the interchanges of hands touching doors, steering wheels, other hands, papers, dishes, children, food, your lever. Think about how your body has grown. I found a purple bead on my neck. I was working on a dream catcher. Think about how your body has grown and learned and changed over the years. What has it become to you? Do you ever thank it for taking care of you? What is the world like that your body interacts with? Feel the textures, smells, colors, and sounds around you. I can hear Skylar eating her dog food behind me. Be your body, feeling them, all the sensations your mind might miss, but your body experiences. Feel the hardness of the earth and wood, cement and metal. Feel its straight lines, its solidity, its permanence. Find the soft firmness of the earth in its natural state. With its trees and grasses, lakes, streams, and mountains. Feel its curving gentleness, its protection and abundance. Feel the richness of this planet with its infinity of forms. Feel its immensity, its solidity, and how it supports you as you sit in your place reading this book. This planet is a vehicle too. It takes us through time and through space. Feel the earth as a central unified entity, a living body. Just like you, with an infinity of cells working together as a whole, you are a cell in this great body, part of Mother Earth, one of her children. We begin our journey here on this great body of earth. Our long climb upward begins by going down. We go down into this body as we go down into our own bodies, into our flesh, into our guts, into our legs and feet, digging our roots deep into the earth, which supports and nourishes us. We move deep into her rocks and soil, deep into her guts of red-hot lava, seething deep below into her source of life and movement and power. When we sink deeply, we come to the base of our spine and find a red glowing ball of energy, glowing like the core of the earth. Feel this molten energy running down your legs, through your knees, into your feet. Feel it running through your feet, into the floor beneath you, through the floor and down into the earth, burrowing rocks and roots, finding nourishment, support, and stability. Feel this cord of energy as an anchor, settling you, calming you, grounding you. You are here, you are connected, you are solid, but you are molten inside. Deep within your roots, you find your past, your memories, your primal self. Your connection here is simple, direct. You remember your heritage, your ancient self as a child of the earth. She is your teacher. What is this matter that comes from the earth? Think of the chair you are sitting in, the tree it once was, the cotton in the field, the cloth on the loom, the workers that transported it, sold it, sat on it before. Think of the things that you have, the complexity in each one of them, their abundance. Think of the financial abundance you may have, however large or small it may be. Think of it as a gift from the earth. How does it come to you? What does your body do to get it? What do you use it for? Think of this money as a stream of life running into you and out of you, through your hands, your feet, your heart, and your mind, as it flows through you. Feel yourself in constant exchange with the earth. Let the feeling of abundance come up from the earth into your feet, your legs, your pelvis, stomach, heart, and hands. Feel its expression in your throat, its recognition in your vision, its imprint in your mind. Take a deep breath and let it go down again through your body, through your head, your neck, your shoulders, arms, chest, belly, genitals, legs, and feet, and down into the earth, down below the surface of the earth, finding stability, finding nourishment, finding peace. Your body is the journey, and it is where you begin. It is your connection to the physical world, your foundation, the home of your dance. You are the place from which all action and understanding will arise, and to which it will return. You are the testing ground of truth. You are the ground on which all things rest. You are the earth from which all things grow. You are here. You are solid. You are alive. You are the point from which all things begin. Survival. First chakra consciousness is oriented towards survival. This is the maintenance program that protects the health of our bodies and our day-to-day mundane needs. Here we function from an instinctual level, concerned with hunger, fear, the need for rest, warmth, and shelter. Survival demands awaken our consciousness. Threats to survival, this is an important part. Threats to survival, and survival, as they said, I'm going to read again, survival is the thing that protects our health and our bodies, our day-to-day mundane needs, which is hunger, fear, the need for rest, warmth, and shelter. Survival demands awaken our consciousness. Threats to survival stimulate the adrenal glands. for that burst of extra energy needed for fight or flight. As the body gets energized, awareness is heightened. The challenge of survival requires us to think and act quickly and to innovate new solutions. Our consciousness is spontaneously focused on our situation in a way that rarely occurs at other times. Can you imagine always being in survival mode? For people who have solid families, this might not ever come up. For people who don't, it's a daily reminder of the fleetingness of life. It's not comfortable. In order to consolidate our energy in the first chakra, we must first see that our survival needs are met in a healthy and direct way. I'm going to repeat that. In order to consolidate our energy in the first chakra, we must first see that our survival needs are met in a healthy and direct way, so that our consciousness is not dominated by them. To ignore these demands is to be constantly pulled back into survival consciousness, making us unable to get off the ground. In the primal roots of our collective unconscious lie the memories of a time when we were more connected to the earth, the sky, seasons, and the animals, a connection that was integral in our survival, and one that was the foundation of our first development of intelligence. We too were hunted like the animals we ate. What we lived on, we were also a part of. Survival was a full-time concern. Currently, the situation is quite different. Now our survival is indirect. Our food comes from a store, our heat from a button on the wall. No longer do we lie awake at night guarding our food from a wild and hungry beast. Unless it's a family member. No longer do we need to keep the fire alive out of ignorance about how to relight it. Instead, we need to worry about our car breaking down on the way to work, that we have enough money to pay the utilities, or that our home isn't burglarized when we go out of town. Still, the survival instinct remains, and losing a job, coming down with an illness, or being evicted from an apartment can trigger our first chakras into working overtime. When this happens, we experience panic. Survival energies flood our system, but we may not know what to do with them. The answer may not be running or fighting, which is what the body is preparing us to do, but claiming our roots in a more conscious way. When Muladhara is activated by danger or pressing circumstances, the response is similar to a computer searching for information on a floppy disk. The first chakra disk stores all our survival information. The operating system of the body then boots that information into the attention of the conscious mind. The body reacts instantaneously. The spine makes contact to the earth via the legs. Adrenaline rushes through the bloodstream, the heartbeat accelerates, increasing blood supply, and the senses are sharpened dramatically. Our sleepy consciousness awakens. It is the beginning of heightened awareness where Kundalini, who lays coiled around the Muladhara, may begin her ascent. When survival information is not needed immediately, the chakra goes on automatic. It routinely checks internal and external environments to see that all things remain in order, and they are conducive to the ongoing existence of the organism. When there is a threat, pre-programming in the first chakra takes over, and our consciousness is dominated by the needs of the body. There is very little we can do to interfere with this process without harming the body once the first chakra takes over. If we don't take a rest, our illness advances until we have no choice. If our income is threatened, or if we suddenly are evicted from our home, our attention is dominated by these situations until they are resolved. Like the force of gravity, we can only accept its pull and learn to work with it. One who is perpetually plagued by health problems or constantly struggling with financial crisis is caught on the first chakra level. Some unresolved conflict, whether it be physical, circumstantial, or psychological, is keeping their consciousness trapped at this level. There is usually an insecure, panicky feeling, one which may pervade other areas of life, even when there is no need for it. As long as these situations remain unresolved, the person will have difficulty raising any appreciable amount of consciousness to higher levels. Exercises for dealing with such problems involve grounding and working with the first chakra, and some of these are listed at the end of this chapter. But first, it is important to understand the ramifications of consciousness at this root level, namely the right to be here. This is your experience. Ask yourself, what keeps you from wanting to be here? What keeps you from wanting to be here? From whom do you need permission to take care of yourself? What is the fear of grounding, of becoming stable, of standing on your own 2 feet? Who is responsible for your survival? How much of your thinking is unrealistic dreaming, not grounded in the world around you? How much of your survival provided for in your childhood? By whom and at what cost? Are you connecting with your body, listening to it, administering its needs? Do you have the right to be here, to take up space, to have what you need in order to survive? An important aspect of the ability to maintain survival at a comfortable level has to do with the ability to have things, to contain, to keep, to magnetize materially into our own sphere. To be and to have, these are the rights of the first chakra. The ability to have is an acquired skill. Some, born wealthy, are raised to expect abundance in their lives, to buy the best brand in the store, to order the most expensive meal in the restaurant. These come naturally to those raised to it, and it's easier for them to maintain that level, even when finances are not provided. Expecting prosperity makes it easier to create. Most of us are not so lucky, raised with concepts of scarcity. We chew our nails over buying a new dress. We panic over whether to take a pleasant job that pays less. And we're nervous when we take a day off. We make do with what we have whenever possible, rather than risk extravagance. We don't allow ourselves luxuries, and if we do, it is often with guilt or worry. This is an inability to have, a first chakra programmed on a foundation of scarcity rather than abundance. So that's important, I think, when to read and listen to again. This is an inability to have, a first chakra programmed, like a computer, programmed on the foundation of scarcity rather than abundance. Now, I know growing up in my home environment, scarcity was definitely what we were programmed with. Never enough money to pay rent. Always worried. My father was always worried. Couldn't take care of his kids. Developing our ability to have things begins with increasing self-worth. Paradoxically, allowing ourselves to have more also increases our self-worth, both literally and figuratively. It helps to look objectively at what we allow ourselves to have in terms of money, love, time, to ourselves, rest, or pleasure. A teacher I knew once told me she could never allow herself to buy a new pair of socks, but could buy them for her husband, and then take one of his old pairs for herself. Obviously, she could spend money, but she herself couldn't have the benefit. Some people find it easier to spend money on extravagance, but hard to take time for their own relaxation. Others have a hard time accepting love or pleasure. When we look closely at what we allow ourselves to have, we get a chance to laugh at ourselves, to see the discrepancies between what we could have and what we allow ourselves to have. Somehow, taking care of ourselves has been depicted as selfish or evil. Yet, not taking care of ourselves results in needs to compensate in some other areas or have others provide for us. In order to be fully here, we must be able to assert ourselves to claim our own place in the world. and to secure our survival, we need to raise our ability to have high enough to fit our needs. If our unconscious says, no, I don't deserve it, our unconscious minds are given an extra obstacle to overcome. Our ultimate foundation for survival is the earth itself. Unfortunately, the earth is also in a state of survival at this time. The threat of ecological collapse, nuclear holocaust, and the scarcity of clean air and water all affects our own feelings of survival, either consciously or unconsciously. To pass into a new era does not mean we leave behind the old, but instead incorporate it. As we ignore the earth, she pulls us back again to ground, to here and now, to bring into balance that which is threatened. Culturally, this puts us all in a state of survival. As we tune into the earth, as we get more deeply in touch, we can't help but touch a feeling of planetary panic about our future existence. Just as a threat to our personal survival heightens our own awareness, so do ecological threats heighten planetary awareness. It is often a crisis that wakes people up. If we are to reach the spiritual levels of the upper chakras, we must see the spiritual side of our material existence. The planet we live on is one of the finest examples of beauty, harmony, and spirituality that matter can express. By understanding this, we can better develop and express the beauty within our own material existence. Being in survival is a cue to wake up, to heighten our awareness, to examine our foundation, our ground, our body, and the earth. This is the purpose of the first chakra. It is where we begin and where we rest at the end of the journey. So that ends that segment. Next time I record, we'll be talking about the body itself.